Hey guys, my name is E. I'm a professional sports videographer with experience in the NBA, the NHL, the UFC, and the NFL. And the purpose of my YouTube channel is to give you the tools and knowledge necessary to jumpstart your own sports videography careers. And today, I want to achieve that by talking about 3 accessories that I can't live without as a sports videographer, either because they just make my videos better and more creative, or simply because they improve my workflow in a way that makes me a faster, more effective sports videographer. Number 1 on my list is an item I already reviewed on this channel. It's the Portkeys LH7P field monitor that I believe to be the ideal monitor for filming sports. There are several reasons for that. The main one is that it's one of the rare monitors on the market that allows you to adjust all the exposure settings, the white balance, and more importantly, your focus straight on the monitor itself. You can literally touch anywhere on the screen with your finger, and the area or subject that you touch will be in focus just as fast as if you did it directly in camera. I really like that because it allows me to focus all my attention on my field monitor. I no longer need to go back and forth between the monitor and the LCD screen on my camera, which is great. I also like the guides that make it very convenient for those of us producing content for a portrait or a fully vertical output. I like the size of this thing as well. It's a 7-inch monitor that's also very light and slim. And lastly, I like that you can import custom LUTs because not all cameras that shoot in log allow you to import your own LUTs. So if yours doesn't, you can import a LUT in this monitor, which will let you see exactly what your footage will look like once the LUT is applied in post. Second item on my list is for post-production purposes, and it's this little thing right here. It's a smart USB-C hub called the Dockcase Studio. It basically replaces my card reader, my adapter cables, my phone charger, and my docking station. I can use it at home where it serves all the same purposes, but its true value is really on the road and on game days. Mainly because you don't need a power supply to juice it up. All you need to do is connect it to your computer or laptop or even iPad with the USB-C cable that comes with it, and boom. It's now ready to read any type of SD card, TF card, or CF Express card at super high speeds. You can also connect hard drives through USB-A and USB-C ports, and again benefit from very high data transfer speeds. And finally, there's an HDMI port with 4K capabilities at 120Hz and 8K capabilities at 30Hz. It is worth mentioning though that the user guide recommends connecting the Dockcase Studio to a PD power supply when operating at full capacity or when connecting high power devices like bigger hard drives, for example. But personally, I tested a few different external SSDs with this thing, and I never had any issues using only my laptop as a power source. So ultimately, I like it because it is small, convenient, it replaces a bunch of stuff that I may or may not need on game day, and you know how it is, the one time that you do need a specific adapter or cable or whatnot, that's usually the day that you forgot to bring it. So having just one thing to remember that covers it all saves my ass tons of times on game day. Plus, it does that while always maximizing my data transfer speeds, which is always a lifesaver when producing quick edits during a sporting event. By the way, Dockcase did originally send me this product for free, but they are not sponsoring this video. They are, however, in the last couple of weeks of a Kickstarter campaign through which you can buy the Dockcase Studio at a reduced price, somewhere between 10 and 30% off, I believe, depending on availability. But otherwise, it will eventually be available on Amazon at its full price of $199 US. The last accessory I can't live without as a sports videographer is something you've heard me talk about a few times already on this channel. I'm talking about variable ND filters. ND filters are basically sunglasses for your lens. They allow you to dial in the exact exposure settings of your choice for the look of your choice and then use the filter to adjust the brightness of your shot. For example, on a bright sunny day like today, in order to properly expose your shot without a VND filter, you would have to use the lowest ISO available, bump up your shutter speed and/or aperture like crazy, and end up with something like this. And keep in mind that bumping the shutter speed might look okay in a static shot like this one, but with sports, you would see a lot of jerkiness in the movements because there would be no more motion blur. But with a variable ND filter, I'm able to use the native ISO of my camera to avoid any grain in my image, keep my shutter speed at double my frame rate, which will give me the perfect amount of motion blur, and my aperture I'll keep super low as well for a silky smooth blurry background. Then all I need to do is adjust the opacity of my variable ND and voila, much better. One bonus accessory that is much cheaper than the other three but just as useful is a lens blower like this one. Something like that will cost you around $10 on Amazon, and it is much safer than a cloth when cleaning your lenses. It's also a great way to get dust out of your camera. So yeah, it's a $10 investment that may save you thousands of dollars throughout your career. For more tips about gear, especially for beginners but also for pros, make sure to watch the video appearing on your screen right now, and I will see you guys there.